loves, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a prom makeup look, a glitter prom look, and this video is actually a collaboration with a fellow YouTuber. Her name is Stephanie. I'm going to link her video as well as her channel in the description box, so do check her out. I'm doing this look on my friend Chica, so big shout out to Chica as well for doing this video with me. I'm just going to start off by priming her skin. I sprayed the Smashbox primer water, and I also applied the Becca Evermatte Poreless primer to her T-zone area just to make sure it's nice and matte. You want to make sure you prime your skin just so your makeup lasts all throughout the night. Now I'm just color correcting her skin, and I'm going to just be applying this orange corrector from LA Girl to any area that has any kind of darkness, and I'm just going to blend everything out. For foundation today, I'm going in with the Black Opal foundation stick, and this is in the shade Truly Topaz. I'm using this just because her skin is more on the normal to dry side on her cheek area, and the Black Opal foundation, like I said, has more of a oily, like moisturizing finish to it. I just sprayed some primer water as well just to help me with blending, and then I'm blending everything out using a brush as well as the Real Techniques beauty sponge. And this is what your foundation should look like. Now after this, I'm going to go in to just apply some concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is just kind of like to add a bit more coverage underneath the eyes. You can skip this step if you want to. It's not really necessary, but now I'm going in with the lighter shade of the Shape Tape Concealer, and this is in the shade Tan. The first one I used was in the shade Deep. And I'm just going to be applying this underneath her eyes, the bridge of her nose, her cupid's bow area, her forehead, as well as her chin. Now I'm going to blend everything out using my beauty sponge once again. I really like this sponge. It's a really affordable dupe for the beauty blender. I still prefer the beauty blender, but this is pretty good. And now I'm going to be contouring using the NYX Cosmetics concealer, and this is a full coverage concealer, so it's really nice. I'm using the shade Cocoa, and I'm just applying it down the sides of her nose as well as on the hollows of her cheeks and also on her temples and forehead area. And this just really sculpts the face and just gives it some definition. Now I'm going to be using a stippling brush and blending everything out in circular motions just to give me a nice flawless application, and I'll show you guys what it looks like once I'm done blending everything out. Now to set her skin, I'm going to be going in with the Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and I'm just basically pressing this into the skin using the beauty sponge. And the beauty sponge is damp, by the way, which is why it's very nice and squishy. And I'm just applying this powder to all the areas that I highlighted. And after this, I'm going to be going in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and this is just to basically kind of bake the skin but not using as much powder basically. And this is also to catch any fallout from the glitter that I'm going to use and the bright eyeshadows. Now I'm going to just set her contoured areas using the Sephora Micro Smooth powder in the shade Deep. I believe this is number 56, and I'm just going to be applying that in circular motions to all of the areas that I contoured, and this is just going to give me a nice warm bronzy effect to the skin. And now to actually like sculpt, I'm going to be using this Tarte Cosmetics contour kit. I'm using the lighter brown contouring shade to contour her nose, and then I go in with the darker shade to define her cheekbones some more. Now to fill in her eyebrows, I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Pro Brow Palette, and I'm just using that warm brown shade to fill in the brows and just basically focus on the areas where her brow hairs are most sparse. And yeah, I'm just going to fill those areas in and make sure it's nice and full. And then I'm going to just clean up the brows using this concealer from Ruby Kisses. This is the 3D Face Creator in level 10. And then to make sure the brow hairs do not budge throughout the day, I'm just setting it using a clear brow gel. Now after this, we're going to move on to the eyes, and I'm going to start off by priming the eyes using the Essence Cosmetics I Love Color Eyeshadow Primer. I really love this primer whenever I'm using like bright colors because it really helps the colors like pop, and this primer is so affordable as well. It's like $3, so you guys should check it out. I'm just setting the eyes using some eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with my Morphe 350 palette. I'm starting off with that warm brown shade I was pointing at, and I'm going to just be placing this into her crease. I'm just blending this out in circular and windshield wiper motions, and this is just going to serve as my transition colors for all of the brighter colors that I'm going to use later on. Now I'm going in with this darker brown shade, and it's the warm brown shade that's exactly in the middle of the palette. Sorry I didn't point it out, but yeah, I'm just placing this color in the outer corners mainly, and then I'm just blending what's left on my brush towards the inner corners of her eyes. Now I'm using the Sleek palette once again, same one I used in my previous video, and I'm just grabbing that pink shade and I'm placing this in the outer corners of her eyes, and I'm just working my way inwards. As you guys can see, I'm mainly focusing on the outer corners and just blending out that area really well. And then I'm just going to go in with the purple shade, and I'm just going to place that directly on top of the pink. I use the pink eyeshadow first just so the purple is easier to blend out, and also the color doesn't come out as harsh. And I'm just doing the same thing, blending everything out in circular motions, and then whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to take that slightly inwards towards the inner corners of the eyes. And then I'm just going back in with this fluffy brush once again that I used to apply my transition color, and I'm just going to blend everything out. Now I'm using the Tarte the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and this is the shade Tan, the one I used to highlight her under eye area, and I'm just using that to basically cut the crease halfway, and I'm just going in with that pinky shade that I used first, and I'm just using that to blend out the harsh line between the concealer and the eyeshadow. Now I'm going into my Kylie Royal Peach palette. I'm just taking that lilac shade, and I'm just pressing this color basically on top of where I applied the concealer, and this is just to set it in place as well as to serve as a base for the glitter that I'm going to use. And now I'm just going in with the like the rusty shade in the Kylie palette, and I'm basically going to be using this to transition the purple shade and the lilac shade that's on the eyelid. Okay, I hope that made sense. And now I'm going to go in with the Too Faced glitter glue. I'm just packing this on the eyelid, and I'm just going to be packing on this glitter on top. This glitter is also lilac colored, so it's really cool how everything just kind of matches. Yeah, so I'm just packing this on the eyelid, and then I'm going back in with the purple eyeshadow that I used before, placing this in the middle part where the glitter and the eyeshadows meet, just to also further help with transitioning the colors. I also took this a little into the inner corners of her eyes, and then I'm going to be going in with this Morphe brushes single eyeshadow. I believe it's called Orchid, and I'm just going to further deepen the outer area, so just to make it a little bit more like smoky. And then I'm going in with the Anastasia and Nicole Guerrero palette, and I'm using that color to just highlight the inner corners of her eyes. And now for liner, I'm going to be going in with the NYC liquid liner, and I'm just going to be making a nice little wing on her eyes just to give that feline look. Don't worry about the liner, I'm going to clean it up later on. But right now I'm just taking the Laura Mercier translucent powder to just dust off all of the fallout, which is why I actually applied the powder in the first place, so it can easily be dusted off and it catches all of the eyeshadow and glitter. Alright, so I just cleaned up the liner, and now I'm just applying this matte white shade from my Morphe palette just to highlight the brow bone, and then I'm going in with the Makeup Forever Aqua XL liner just to line her waterline. I'm going to be highlighting the skin using the Ofra Cosmetics Rodeo Drive highlighter. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Love Flush blush, and this is in the shade I Will Always Love You. And I'm just going to be applying this to the apples of her cheeks as well as over the highlighter that I just applied, just because this also has some shimmer in it, so it gives a very nice golden glow. I'm going to be using this pink blush from my Intense Blush Quad just to further add some color to the face, and I'm just placing this mainly on the apples of her cheeks, and I'm blending everything together. Moving back to the eyes, I'm just taking this purple eyeshadow once again, and I'm going to be using this to just smudge and blend out the liner in the waterline, and just also kind of bring the whole eye look together by applying the purple in the lower lash line. Now I'm just going to leave the eyes for a few seconds and just move on to the lips. I'm lining her lips using the LA Girl lip liner in Current, and this is just like a burgundy shade, really pretty. And after this, I'm going to be mixing some shades together to get the perfect pinky tone that I wanted. I'm using my BH Cosmetics lip palette to do this. I started off with this like peachy nude color, and then I added some pink to it, and yeah, blending everything together, and it gave me this nice peachy pink shade. To finish up the lips, I'm going to be applying this gloss from LA Colors. I'm not sure of the name, but it's just like a peachy pink color as well. I'm placing this right in the center of her lips. I decided to go back in with a darker purple eyeshadow, and this is from the NYX Cosmetics Bright Eyeshadow Palette. And yeah, this is the finished look, guys. I applied some mascara as well as lashes off camera and spray some finishing spray, and you're good to go for prom. So yeah, you guys, don't forget to check out Stephanie's video and her channel for her own version of this collaboration. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a lovely week and have fun on your prom. Bye.